Back Joe Mixon coming off a 100-yard performance a week ago, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. To my left, Charles Davis. And, Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory, and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take.
Before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
To throw again on second down, Jones, and an alley to run. And he will break. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll... Now 2nd and 4. Now Jones. This will be caught by Brown. Up there, and it's a first down. The numbers for Antonio last week, 5 catches, 56 yards.
And that put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And the benchmark for running backs, 1,000 yards. The same for receivers. When you have that kind of a year, you've had a monster one.
A first down carry for Barkley. He'll get about 3. We give you too much power here. We let you highlight the player. Why'd you choose Zeitler?
Because I think the big guys up front never get enough credit. Kevin Zeitler, a guard, tough, nasty. We've got to give him some love.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He's going deep for Brown. And that goes. Third down. A look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And taking it across.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Jones now from the gun, he'll throw. Finds the. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to
pick up there, and it's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And an alley to run. And inside the 14.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Set. 10-2, sir. Coming to you. Shoot.
On first down, Jones. And he's going to go. In there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Jones off the bootleg, and his throws. Third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing Jones. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And they are able to. On 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else. And
he is in. Barber, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Solid job up front, really just a solid job.
Run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's Peyton Barber that polishes it all off with a touchdown scamper. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be... They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll be... The numbers for Mixon last week, 15 carries, just shy of 140 yards and a touchdown.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because he becomes the leading rusher.
Here now the offense for the Bengals.
Let's focus our attention on the offensive line and Brandon Sheriff, the first-round pick in 2015. In fact, the first lineman taken at number 5 overall, an offensive tackle in college, transitioned very well to guard in the NFL. Solid. He's an Iowa offensive lineman. Those guys play well in the NFL. That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Well, look now at our starting defense. They've been dreadful against the run. No getting around it. Number 32, dead last in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad.
It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be taken. Teams all tied after 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the gun, a give to Mixon. He's got the first down here in this play. There's a Bengal down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. On first down, Richard. And some room to roam now. Think he's got some unfinished business after taking that all the way down to the 1?
There's no doubt in his mind that he has unfinished business. How upset would he be, even though he won't show it, if the play call comes in?
And he is in. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments.
Down.
So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it ends on the Jalen Richard touchdown run. New York set to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. It's hauled in by 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. At the 39-yard line.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone.
One on 1st down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit.
For a giant 1st down. Jones now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Barkley. Now Barkley stripped of the football, and the Bengals grab it.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it. They are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. On 2nd down, here's Mixon, and he yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs, but the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And it's caught by Parker. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And they'll work it inside.
Holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here we go. 180.
They'll run on 1st down. Richard.
And as runners who like to blitz even on rundowns, it confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
On 2nd down, Mixon, and he'll take. First half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Toward the end zone.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next?
And there, the defense won the battle. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Running off the field.
And New York set to take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard. it all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL. Third and about 3 to go.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. Going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Football, and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And he will bring it. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
Catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. The Bengals defense gearing up as they take the field. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he takes into their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Jones now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10.
Early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
Going to have a 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. Got him in. It's Brown. Here in half number 1. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just pick up. It'll be second down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one taken from the 7. And a good return. Update there in the second quarter in Baltimore. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. Mixon will get it to start the second half. He'll have a first down past the 4.
And guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go.
Check pass, check pass.
Back to Mixon on first down.
Minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 46-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it second and 10. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And they'll work this. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On first down, Richard.
In a cloud of dust. In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense. The backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 20. Hey, it's coming up. Hey, 11. 10.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
And this one is right. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more. quick start.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And this is Shepard on the catch.
The wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Looking deep downfield. But it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Punt return. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And we always talk about kick returns being so exciting on kickoffs.
Exciting 10 seconds in football. Let's just cut it in half for a punt return and make it the most exciting 5 seconds in football. It's a great, glamorous, dashing play.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. Yard line. As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon. Good for 18 and a first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game,
and he will take it. Barkley. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. Rosas good with the 5-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the rookie Saquon Barkley, the one who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And nice. The Bengals drive about to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On the run, it's Mixon. And just no chance. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Here we go.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, gun.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. With touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. When A.J. Green's on the field,
superior hands, superior body control, but I love the way he reacts to the football in the air. Finds it, locates it, and goes and gets it before the defensive backs can react.
That's fielded in the end zone. Back. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. And the numbers for him pretty solid, really. He's run it well. He's caught it pretty well, but they're still far behind the 8 ball on the scoreboard.
Not able to use his talents, as you noted, to narrow the gap in the scoreboard. Sometimes it's a bend but don't break, right? He gets his yardage. That's cool, but it's not paying. Team, you'll give up that yardage for the kind of lead they have.
That's what I was going to ask you. Sometimes you say, let this guy do his thing. Let's control what we can control elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Take away the rest of the guys. Don't let them hurt you as well. But the biggest one is they contained him well enough.
Near the 40 at the 39.
Another got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be taken down. Player here slow to get up after that last play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now Jones on first down. And his throw. Down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
On second down, Barber.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. That's on Kevin Zeitler, acquired in the Odell Beckham trade. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Jones throwing on third and long. Man open left side. Play of quarter number 3. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Looking to throw. Jones. That's going to be up empty. And the Bengals will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened.
Brill Peppers.
Here we go, here we go. 51's a mic, boy, 51.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll lose. +2 there, and it's third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Of the Bengals have a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
What's tight? Tight is right.
They'll run on first down. Richard, he's tackled a The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard.
Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. And he doesn't. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Oh, you hate that for him. He gets so close on the big run, but has him in excellent position.
And I know there's plenty of competitive spirit on the defensive side of the ball, but part of me wonders if they would have just preferred him to go ahead and take it into the end zone rather than dealing with him again.
On second and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. And they will take a knee.
The play lost a yard. It's now 3rd and goal.
They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. And they'll indeed take. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by out. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And some coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
Because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
10 yards, good for a Giant first down. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Jones now, operating from the gun. And this will be... At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages. Talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball. Their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. That's the reason why. Well, we just saw shedding those tackles, and that's what they're
cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. First down, they go with Barber again.
But that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now a throw left. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. Call there. Now it's 4th down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot.
In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And a nice return. We've got an injured player down there. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year.
Here we go.
We'll be back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And a few kneel downs. Very little reason to use him at this point.
2 times. 3 out.
And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they will take a knee.
Here we go. 180.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but